Hello, if you're new here, welcome back. If you've been here before, thank you to the new subscribers and to all of those of you who keep coming back and supporting my channel. I do appreciate it. We're going to put on the City Lips lip oil first because Sister's lips is dry, and I'm going to tell you what we're doing today, and I am hella excited about it. This is going to be for another Instagram open collab, and her Instagram name is Tiger Eyes, I believe 667, Tiger spelled with a Y instead of an I. And so I spoke about this collab in yesterday's look. Today is January 8th, where she was saying how, like, in her caption, the commentary is how, like, November, December, everything is bright and shiny, all the colors, all the lights, and then you have these meh color months until like spring comes in. And so the collab is called, if I'm not mistaken, Monochromatic Meh Months. And so for each time frame, which is about 2 weeks or so, she lists 3 to 4 different colors, and we can pick one color and do a monochromatic look with that color. And so I was like, ugh. And y'all know I do think monochromatic looks are pretty. I do them, but they're not my preference. And so I thought this would be exciting for me to do, just to have something else in my wheelhouse, I guess, even though I know how to do monochromatic looks. And so thank you, Tiger Eyes, for this collab. Any of you can join in if you do content. You don't have to do a video, it can be pictures. I just have a tendency to record what I do. And so I believe it was pink, orange, and red. Pink can make me look dusty. Orange can blend in with my complexion. So I chose the color red. So then I'm like, what palettes do I have? MAC Cosmetics Connecting Color Future Flames palette. What you see on the outside is what you see, excuse me for the glare, on the inside. And even looking on the inside, there's more than just reds in here. So we're going to do a simple look, meaning not a lot of colors, because y'all know I love using, 4 colors on the lid, 2 transition shades, 2 shades underneath, and that right there is what, like 6-7 shades. But because we're sticking with reds, we're going to do inner corner. Well, first, your inner corner. This is going to go on the center of the lid, and I believe this on the outer corner, and I think this on lower lash line, or I may switch this one and that one so that it looks more red on the lower lash line. And so yeah, really easy, really simple. The names are on the back, but I put them on the shadow saver. Hi, my name is Dion. I'm a label whore, so that's why that's there. And so I will be able to tell you what name it is in case you do have this palette and you decide that you want to recreate this look. Of course, it's from MAC. I have a link, an affiliated link down below for them, and also for Ulta. You can purchase it at Ulta. So we're going to do, I'm going to tell you what's, oh, I got a lot on my face. I'm going to tell you what's on my face. This is a lot. And after that, then we'll prime the eye, and I'll do the intro while I am priming the eye, and then we're going to get into this look, and I am like super excited. So what we did first, I'm trying something new for this area right here because it's just out of control. So what I did today, as usual, City Beauty Brightening Eye Cream. I feel like I'm yelling and I feel like I'm talking fast. Under my eyes, and then we put Natasha Denona NY11 under my eyes, which works very well for that area. The NY12 works well for here when I have somewhat of a tan. I am negative tan right now, so it just and we put some face primer here. And I was going to throw away Contemplative State because I only use it to create an effect of negative space for upper lash line, and I can use Groundwork Paint Pot for that. And so I was just like, so I was sitting here and I'm like, you know what? Because there is a tip to, if your chin doesn't hold makeup, or if it always like wears off on your nose. And I'm like, let me see what this does. So I put this in this area right here. For some reason, to me, this right here looks darker, like just this strip right here, where this side to me looks really good on camera, like where I'm looking right now. When I look down here, it's like so we did that. So that was something new. Primer, foundation, the rest of the face, and we set the face as usual with Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder. The shade I wear is truly tawny, and it is my complexion. It is awesome. Then we went in with our MAC Studio Fix Sculpt and Shape Contour Palette, medium dark to dark. And we did the same thing we did in yesterday's live stream. We did Definitive as a contour. We did Shade Stir as a bronzer. We use Warm Light as a blush, and we use this shade here, which is Soft Focus, as a highlight. And then we put other stuff on top of it. So that was just the base. It's all about the base. Then I use, which I haven't used in a while, well, it hasn't really been that long, is the Lotus palette from Hourglass. And so we used Bronze Heat as a bronzer and as a contour, very lightly. And then we used Radiant Rose as a blush. We use this blush here, Desert Flush, as a actually we did just put that right here. So the first blush we put back here, and then this one we just put right here. And we used the highlighter in here, Gilded, as a highlighter, and Eternal Light finishing powder. It makes me toasty. I had a single, and I did put the single compact in my Macari store since it wasn't here. So we put this strategically because it can make me toasty. And that's what we did with that. And then single Hourglass compact and luminous light, put this under eye and all over the face. Y'all look at. And then we sprayed the face with the Scandinavia, the makeup finishing spray, the bridal formula. And so that is not everything on my face. 2 MAC Cosmetics what is it, Color Excess gel pencil eyeliners, and we have Nudge Nudge ink on inner realms and lower lash line because it is like a funky kind of brownish red tone. And Strawberry Milk we put on our lower lash line below where Nudge Nudge ink is. And so if you're seeing a line of pink under here, that's this one. So I'm really trying hard. I pulled out a lipstick, Van Gogh Red, which is like an orange red, so I'm kind of like, I don't know, but Van Gogh Red is red. And we also have the Van Gogh Red lip liner. So that's our lip stuff. I have out mascara, you know, I'm ready to go. So let's prime the eye and do the intro and get into this look. Hello again and welcome. My name is Dion, and I call this the Crazy Troll Nation of YouTube. Why do I call it that? Crazy concept. Be your authentic self in a world where people will tell you who and how you should be. Just be who you are. It is very freeing. It is very refreshing. The troll part is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. You set the standard for yourself. Try not to feel like you need to use a certain brand, a certain tool, or a certain technique because that's what somebody's telling you in whatever video that you're watching. I'm here to tell you, use whatever you want to, however you want to get your makeup on in a way that you are satisfied with it. Here we believe in self-acceptance and self-love, embracing our natural features, enhancing them if we want to, when we want to, but never feeling like we have to. Listen, y'all. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even when you're not wearing face paint. That is the motto of the Crazy Troll Nation. That's what we stand for. If it's your first time hearing it, I hope that it resonates with you. And if you've been hearing it, I hope that it has become one of your daily affirmations, just to love yourself for who you are. It sounds real simple, but it can be extremely difficult, especially if we're people pleasers or, you know, we're worried about, are they going to accept me for who I am? If they don't accept you if they do not accept you for who you are, they do not need to be in your life. I said it. Because why keep changing to be who someone else says that you should be? Like, just be who you are. It is very freeing. So once you realize who you are and you start to live by that, you may lose some people, but you will gain the people who are supposed to be in your life. And so it's freeing in that sense, just to be who you are. And, you know, your people will find you or you'll find them. And it's just acceptance and love and support and care. And it's like, wow, I'm just being me. Like, this is awesome. So we're going to jump in with that first shade that I said. And for some reason, I think this, well, let's see, because there are different formulas. The first one, Copper Ring, it looks more like a satin, where the next shade we're going to use looks more like a shimmer. So I'm thinking it's going to be more bold than this, and I hope so. I just love this formula, y'all. I love MAC. I love MAC. Yeah, I have 3 15-pan BYOPs, and I have the Pride palette, which I do not use enough. That thing is a beast. It is huge. It's 40 shades. And I do have quite a bit of MAC in my kit as well. I have quite a few. Where did I put it? I think I have all of these at this point. The contour and sculpt things, and I have one that's blushes. I have one that's highlighted. I have a lot of MAC and a lot of Makeup Forever, excuse me, in my kit. That reminds me, I forgot to tell you at the end of my intro, 2 tidbits about me. One is I curse sometimes because I curse sometimes. The other thing is there's an organism named Bruce that lives right here in my throat who likes to hiccup, gurgle, and belch during live streams and videos. And I do try to be aware of him to say excuse me, but sometimes, you know, some will get past me and I don't even realize it until I'm watching it back on YouTube, which by then it's too late to do anything. So if you hear something and I don't say excuse me, forgive me ahead of time. Thank you very much. So this is this color. So it is subtle, it's cute, it's there. If you're into one and dones, this would be real easy. Just put it all over your lid, mascara if you want to, and be out the door. That was Eyeshadow V27 brush. Now we're going to take an hourglass number 3. I use this brush when I'm doing a wider area. I forgot to tell you on my brows, of course, the Fenty Brow MVP number 14, and it says deep black. It doesn't look deep black to me. To me, it looks brownish red. But all right, let's go into this shade. I'm excited about this, and it just feels weird because it feels weird that I'm excited to do this collab because it is monochromatic looks. And then when I was thinking about it, you know, you pick one of the colors and then just use colors within that color. Like these are different shades of red, and because they're different formulas, the first one was a satin, this one is a shimmer, the next one is a matte. They are going to look a little different, but it's all still red. And so I'm just like, girl, I would not have thought, unless it was a homework assignment or a request. Members on my channel get to make requests. So unless it was a homework assignment, which it wouldn't be because I'm not in the program anymore. That was like over a year ago. I would not have imagined myself doing a red monochromatic look. So thank you, Tiger Eyes, for for bringing me here to this place. I know I'm tripping, y'all. I am tripping. I'm wondering how far out do I want to take this, because the other shade, I think it is, I do really believe it's going to show up well, because these are showing up really well. I am going to take the Eyeshadow brush that I normally use just to blend out this top line, because it's not a, and I do have reds somewhere else, but I kind of just want to stick with just one palette, you know what I mean? And it's Future Flames. It is a red based palette, even though there's other shades in there. But I think I wanna, that kind of looks like the one we used. So what I'm looking for is I don't know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for another red, something to put under my brow arch, but I don't necessarily need to do that. And if I use a shimmer, it's going to just blend in with these two shades. Ooh, that's a nice one. This is Work, Work, Work. In the center, that's a nice red. Do I want to put that lower lash line? No, let's just stick with the one palette. Let me stop tripping. Get myself together. So I'm excited. So that my brain started thinking of other stuff I could add to it, but it's definitely I'm sitting here like, girl, what are you doing? But it's fun though. Oh my gosh. All right, we're going to take an Eyeshadow T37 and we're going to use this for Lover at First Sight. No, we're not. We're going to take Worldwide Wine, the one I just mentioned. We're going to put that on our lower lash line. This is a fluffy brush, and so it's not, oh, it is still dark. Oh man, oh man, oh sucky now. Yeah, no, I'll be tripping, and y'all be here for it. I'm gonna use the tip of the brush. I swiped the tip in the shadow because I want to fill in this gap. Oh, okay, that's a little sharp. Oh, actually that looks nice. So we're just gonna bring, actually, yeah, we're just gonna bring this all the way over. Just using the tip of this brush. Tapping in with the tip of the brush again, we're gonna bring this out here and we're gonna just feather this upward. And so this is basically the look, y'all. Sometimes I don't like this brush, and this user error to say, because I liked the shape before and now I just made it fluffier and bigger. We're gonna work on this side and then I'm gonna use a different brush over here, because if I would have just left it and didn't start doing extra stuff, it would have been okay. And some of y'all are like, what are you talking about? It's beautiful. Thank you. And it's just the shape of this brush, and I do love it for my inner portion because it just fits like right there. But when I try to use it, well, I'm not trying to use it, but when I use it for out here, the outer corner, it sometimes gives me problems. Well, I should say I create my own problems trying to use it to do a certain shape, because this brush is not for the shape that I'm trying to do, and so this is not the right brush for this. Both sides look about equal as far as the color depth and where the shadow is, but we are going to switch brushes. Yeah, I don't like that right there, but we are going to switch brushes. Let me bring this side up higher since this side is up there. We don't scrap looks. We don't use micellar water to remove makeup and fix stuff. We just keep roll with it until we get something that we like and are excited about. So at this point, the blend is really nice. We're going to take another Esom V27. The older ones have the silver handle. The first brush we used was a V27 as well. Angled bristles and a black handle. So we're going to take this brush and we're going to dip into that same shade and we're going to feather it right here, just to, yeah, now it looks like there's like a pocket right here. Yeah, and that is up to the brows, and so let's do the same thing over here. And the other side, we did take the tip of the other brush and go in here, so let's just do this just to even out the look. This gives a nice blend. I can see it in the mirror down here, but because it's subtle, because there's not a lot of color left in the brush, well, at least the tip of the brush, I do really like this. We're going to use this also to create more of a defined shape. And so, yeah. So we line it up down here, and then we turn it and come up here. That's pretty. And then we're tapping in with the tip of the brush because we're going to fill in right here. I like that. I really like it. So we're going to do the same thing over here. So you see how it looks now. It's just rounded. So we're going to place the brush just right here and just kind of wiggle it in. So we're getting the shape. Then we're going to turn it and angle it this way, so creating an outer V, and then we're going to go back with the tip of the brush inside that space. This side is sharper and I like it. Let's see, because I don't want to go all the way back to my hairline. What I don't want to do. And it's easy to clean that up. You could take micellar water on a pointed Q-tip and just, you know, do the sharp line, or some people put tape down before they start. This one is coming down where this one is up here. And this one is pointy and this one is not. And I think we're at the end of where the primer and the eyeshadow base is. So what we're going to do, we're going to bring this side down to match the other side. And of course I liked this side better. It always happens that way, doesn't it? Right now too, I'm looking at this top shape, like if there's sort of a swoosh or something going on. I'm thinking to use my Inglot number 79. This I believe will show up. I do have water activated eyeliners from MAC, but sometimes I don't feel like dealing with the water and, you know, trying to get the mix and all of that. And since I reintroduced Inglot gel potted liners into my stash from the makeup kit because the PAOs crept up on me, so that's why they're here. So this is the other Esom brush that I was telling y'all about. Y'all see me use this a lot just to blend out this top line, and this is a V31. I'm kind of excuse me, I was going to say I don't think I need to do this, because what this will do also is bring the shadow further up. I did not put shadow on the brush, but it does just soften it out. And and even though I don't have a brow arch shade, it looks like it is. So right now I'm looking at the space and it does look consistent. And so I do like how that happens, where it looks like it's something there and it's not. And so sometimes I don't do a brow arch shade, sometimes I don't do a brow bone shade, because this gives that look anyway once I blend out that top line. And I like it. What are we doing? What are we doing? Lower lash line. So we're going to take Love at First Sight, that red in the top row, and we're going to put this on our lower lash line. Y'all, look at me looking cute with a red look. Oh man, I don't know if it's this brush. It's not the brush. How long have I had this palette? Oh wow. Okay. MAC products usually do not have a PAO, which means, I mean, like, if you look this stuff up, because I did look it up, which means it should last at least 30 months. If something is supposed to last or be at its peak less than 30 months, that's when they need to put a PAO on a package. And so usually for eyeshadows it's 12, some is 24, and if there is none, it should be good for at least 30 months. And I have had this for 2 years because I was wondering if this shadow was getting dry. I opened this July 13, 2023. Wow. I can't say I've only had one MAC shadow dry out on me, and I think it was that color. It was Power to the Purple. That's in one of my BYOPs. And I did get it from the CCO, so who knows how long it was down there. And it was still sold in the stores too, so that's what kind of surprised me. Because sometimes it's like, you know, we see stuff at the CCO that you can't buy at the brand store or other websites. So when it dried out, I went into the store and purchased the single and replaced that with the dried out one that was in my BYOP. I'm not liking this shape right here for whatever reason. I'm actually not liking this shape either. I want to go further out with it because I'm liking how this one kind of is more tapered than this side. I don't know why I'm having problems. And I might not have put enough eye primer over there. That might be it. I'm going to take this brush that we used, and we're going to go into Worldwide Wine, as if this chubby brush is going to give me the sharpness that I want. It is soft, but it's also dense, and so I'm thinking, even though there is no shadow out here, I mean, excuse me, no primer or shadow base out here, that this shadow will still adhere to it, which it is. And so let's go back with this brush and just see if we can get that to a, oh, there we go, to a point. Yep. And now this side is shorter. So we did not add shadow onto this brush. It's just whatever shadow is in the brush is what we're doing. We're just doing, okay, we're going to leave it alone. Yeah, let's just leave it, because I can keep going and then it'd be like, hashtag too much. So this is the oh my gosh, I'm still just like, I done did a red monochromatic look. I will say it's cute though. And some people find it very aesthetically appealing when like the whole face is one shade. And that's the concept behind a blush product you can also use on your lips, and you can use it for an eyeshadow. Everything is one color, everything matches, everything looks right. But I just like color more than one color at a time. So what am I doing? We're gonna put on number 79 from Inglot. And so I don't know if for the looks that she meant for us to also use that color for eyeliner or not, but that's what we're doing. Maybe at some point I'll ask, or not, because I have a lot of colors of eyeliners, and so you know I don't have a problem sticking with that. I'm looking for my Inglot brush, my Inglot eyeliner brush. I think it's in my kit. And it was an angled one. So I just looked through all of these, and none of these are the Inglot ones. So I'm going to use... Do I want to use a lethal brush? I could use... For that clink, I was putting the brushes back. The other day when I used the MAC 210 is very thin, so sometimes it takes a bit to get the shadow on the brush, and that's why I'm thinking to use this lethal brush, but because this is a lot fluffier than the MAC 210, it will give me a wider line. But will it matter? No, because all of it's red, so I'm not mixing colors or anything to keep everything like segregated. So we're putting eyeliner on a brush, and I even thought about making red mascara, because I'm like, where does this stop? We're just using one shade for the entire eye look, like where does it stop? But I'm not going to do that. We're just going to use black mascara. So yeah. And so I'm curious to see other looks and see if everything was one color, or if they use like a black or brown eyeliner. If, you know, for the eye look, we're using red, so our lip is going to be red. Like, is everybody's eye look and lip look going to be whatever color they chose from the options? You know what I'm saying? And this is what I was saying, that red can sometimes make me look a little sick, but I can say that I am proud of myself for doing this, and it is interesting for sure. I doubt, as I mentioned earlier, that I would have just done a red monochromatic look on my own. And that was my only option, because oranges don't really show up on me. Pinks make me look pasty. They make me look dusty, so that left me with red. And the perfect palette to use for the look. And so, how was I introduced to Tiger Eyes? I was introduced to her through the Creative Art with Heart collab. And I remember telling y'all, if you do content, and not necessarily videos, but even if you're just on Instagram and you're watching me, you can do the collabs and post your pictures on there, especially if you already post pictures on Instagram anyway. Like, just do a look and just post it and tag, you know, what needs to be tagged for the collab. I was so excited when Janessa started doing some of the Creative Art with Heart collabs, and she's been enjoying it too, and so I am just like really excited. Lancome Cils Booster, Cils Booster XL mascara base, and she's been really enjoying it, and I'm glad that she's enjoying it, because when you mention something to someone, be like, you should do this, and then they do it, and they be like, girl, that sucks. Excuse me, Bruce. Excuse you, Bruce. It would be like, I would be like, oh damn. But when you mention something to someone and they try and they're like, wow, this is pretty cool, it's like, oh, they like like it too. I'm so glad. I do not like the wand in here. Y'all know that. So I take this out. It's just very, very plasticky. We're going to use a disposable mascara wand to put on the mascara. And I'm gonna go back in. I think this might be almost done, because from that eye to this eye, I had to put it back in. Let me see if there's anything on here. Oh, there's a little bit. There's a little bit on here. Ah, just broke my eyeball. Like, seriously, broke my eyeball. There's a little bit on here. I'm gonna go back in anyway, because I want more. I want more. More tea and biscuits, Mom, please. I don't know where that came from. This is nice. I do really like this mascara. This is that wand. It's too plasticky, and I can feel it like combing through my lashes, which is good that it combs through my lashes. But this one, even turning it, I know it's going through my lashes because I can feel it, but it's not feeling stiff and prickly like the one that came in it. Yeah, look at that. Nice. We're gonna put this back in here. We're gonna do the lip and then we will be done. Van Gogh Red. And I do have from Sephora, I do have Always Red. And what is this shade? That's not it. Matte Burgundy Red. But no, because everything else is lighter. So, and this is an orange red. So I'm wondering, like, how is that really going to look? I have Wool of Bat Rich Deep Cherry Red. This would be nice. This would be really nice. And this will go with lower lash line. Because I'm thinking this is going to be too bright. Because it is an orange red, and this look is red. I'm looking through my other. Oh, that's the plum shade. I was looking at this one, and we do have Plum with Red Scatter Pearl. That's the lip gloss from MAC. All right, so let's do the Van Gogh Red. See what that looks like, and if it's too orange red, then we'll put this on it. But I am really feeling this one though. But I don't use Hung Van Gogh a lot because I am more wired towards liquid lipsticks. So it's like, girl, so why you got this bullet lipstick? Because he's the love of my life and I was so excited. And I spent hundreds of dollars in 2 days when his brand launched. And I had the nerve to order in mail palettes, or order and have them sent from Sephora to other people. I was just so excited. And I ended up not even keeping most of the stuff that I purchased. I was just so excited. And his stuff does have a 12-month PAO. And even like for my kit, I don't get a lot of I don't know. I would have used them, I think. But usually it's something with well, yeah, because it says shimmer in it. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. So we're going to put this on. This is my natural lip line. My lips are not symmetrical. My face is not symmetrical. Like none of that. I usually have problems putting on bullet lipsticks when I get to the corners. One, because I'm not used to them. And two, the shape of my lips. See, to me that looks, it's an orange red. I think it's making, I think all the reds up here is making this look more orange red, even though it is an orange red. I always have problems putting bullet lipsticks on my lower lip. So I end up just using like this edge. and then I'll turn around and use the point. We're going to put the Notoriously Morbid on top of this, because that's looking very orange red to me. We're going to put this on top. And sneaky ass Janessa, I wanted his orange one because it was different. That's called On the Runway. And when I swatched this one in the store, I'm like, I'm gonna go ahead and get it. And I was telling Janessa, like, this is kind of orange to me. She's like, yeah, that is an orange red. You don't need to get On the Runway because that one is an orange, and Van Gogh Red is an orange red, so you don't need to get On the Runway. Then she sent me a screenshot of a confirmation that she had ordered it and it was on its way to be delivered to me. So that's why I say sneaky ass Janessa. So this is Blvd Notoriously Morbid. I have a link down below. A link to the website and a 15% off code. Blvd Rich Deep Cherry Red. Because I'm a label whore. It says that right here. It doesn't say I'm a label whore right there. It says the name of it and what it's described as. Because I'm putting this over this lipstick, it's not going as far as it normally does. Because usually I can do my entire top lip without feeling like it's pulling or dragging. And I don't want it to mix either. I don't want the colors to mix. See, this is what I was saying before. It goes with the lower lash line color. I know, I should have listened to myself. I had it in my mind to use Van Gogh Red because red is in the title. Whereas for this one, red is in the description. But it does go with the look. And I'm trying to make sure I cover up all of Van Gogh Red. Need a little boo-boo. I like this. So I put that directly on my lip line to even out the boo-boo over here. This is pretty. I love a dark lip. Oh my gosh, I love a dark lip. Do check out Tiger Eyes, especially if you're on Instagram, and I do encourage you to look at the collab. And she put the time frames and colors for the duration of the collab for those who like to plan ahead like me. Yeah, this is pretty. Who would have thunk it that I would be like, oh, this is pretty and this is a monochromatic look. So this is what we have. I really dig it. I'm digging it. I surprised myself. I am digging it. We're going to go. Thank you for being here. Her Instagram will be down below. Oh my gosh. And I even like my brows. I'm digging this, y'all. We're going to go. As always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon. If you keep on coming back, go ahead and subscribe. Click the join button to see what the membership perks are. And then if they appeal to you, we would love to have you become an official Trollkin. You will see me soon. Thank you. Bye.